Hi guys, welcome to Rajshri Food. This is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and today I get a paneer lover's favorite, Paneer Tikka Masala. Paneer Tikka Masala is a rendition of Chicken Tikka Masala. A link to that recipe for all you chicken lovers is there in the description box below. For now, let's begin with this recipe. For this, I'm taking some paneer and slicing these into cubes. To convert these cubes of paneer into paneer tikka, we need a marination. So let's now make the tikka marination. For this, I'm taking some curds. To this, I'm adding in some red chili powder. I'm adding in some turmeric. With this, juice of some lemon. Make sure you just collect all the seeds. With this, I'm adding in some mustard oil. Some salt as required. Give this a nice mix. The marination is ready. I'm adding in the cubes of paneer. Mix this gently without breaking the pieces of paneer. The cubes of paneer are evenly coated in the spice mix. This goes aside for 10 minutes. In the interim, let's begin with the masala. For the masala, I'm taking in some oil in a pan and allow this to heat on moderate flame. Once the oil gets heated up, I'll be adding in the chopped onions, once the onions turn brown, I'll be adding in the green chilies, red chili powder, turmeric powder, garam masala and salt. Give this a quick mix. Let the masalas cook for somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds. And now add in the chopped tomatoes. To this, I'll be adding in some water just so that the onions, the masalas and the tomatoes start cooking. Give this a thorough mix and allow this to cook with the lid on for 8 to 10 minutes. While the masala is getting cooked, let's start grilling the pieces of paneer. For this, I'm taking some oil in a pan and let this heat on moderate flame. Once the oil heats up, carefully lift the pieces of paneer and place this in the pan. Once it grills on one side, gently flip it on the other side as well. The cubes of paneer are grilled and ready. Let's transfer these on a plate and reserve this for later use. Let's quickly check on the tikka masala. As you would have noticed, there is some paneer tikka marination in the bowl. This also goes in this now. Give this a quick mix. Allow this to cook for a minute and then off goes the flame. This has been bubbling away for a minute or so. It's almost done now. Off goes the flame and allow this to cool completely. The mixture has cooled down completely now. Let's grind this into a fine paste. The masala is ground and ready. This goes back in the same pan now. I'm going to now add in some water to this. Just make sure nothing, absolutely nothing is wasted. Cook this now on moderate flame. Once the masala starts simmering, I'll slide in the pieces of paneer tikka. Give this a gentle stir and allow this to cook in this masala for over a minute. This is done and ready. Off goes the flame. Now let's begin plating this. And finally, some sprigs of fresh coriander. So paneer tikka masala is done and ready, and you've seen how simple it is. So next time, before placing an order in a restaurant, do try making this at home. Enjoy. Hey guys, this is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. Today I'm making a restaurant style Bhindi masala, which is very simple, quick and easy. So let's get cracking. For this, I'm going to use fresh and tender bhindi, which is also known as okra or ladyfinger. We need to wash this nicely and dab it completely dry. Snip the ends and cut this into roughly 1-inch pieces. Well, while I've cut most of the bhindis, I'm just showing you how to get the cut right. While cutting these, make sure there are no worms. Let's move on to frying the bhindi. For this, you could either deep fry or shallow fry. I am choosing the latter. Once this heats up, I'll transfer the cut bhindis. Just a little salt to make sure this seeps in right within. Make sure the bhindi is almost well cooked, nice golden brown and constantly on high flame. Keep stirring intermittently. While this continues to cook, let's start making the masala, for which I'm using some onions. Cut this into slices or rough chops. The onions are cut and ready. Let me quickly give this a check and move this on another burner. Heat another pan on moderate flame and add in some oil. Well, keep checking this intermittently. The oil is also heated up. In go the sliced onions and along with this some cumin seeds. Well, the bhindi seems to be done. Off goes the flame. And now let's concentrate on turning the onions golden brown. Once this is ready, I'll add in crushed ginger, garlic and green chilies. Saute this for 30 to 40 seconds. Once that's done, I'll add in chopped tomatoes. Give this a nice mix and allow the tomatoes to cook completely. While this is happening, I'll lower the flame and add in all the powder spices. Red chili powder, turmeric powder, garam masala powder, amchur or dried mango powder. Give this a nice mix and allow this to cook completely. At this stage, you could also add in a little bit of salt, but remember, you've already added salt while cooking the bhindi as well. To allow this masala cook faster, I'll add in a little bit of water. This would also help in releasing the stuck masalas from the pan. Give it a nice mix and allow this to cook nicely for 7 to 8 minutes. The masala has cooked completely. Off goes the flame and allow this to cool down. It's been 15 minutes and the masala has completely cooled off. Let's now begin grinding this into a fine paste. And while doing so, I'll be adding in a few more ingredients. To this, I'll add in some roasted gram flour, fresh coriander leaves, tamarind pulp, and finally some yogurt. Let's grind this into a fine paste. Masala is done and ready. And if you've noticed, I've not added water because the yogurt will make up for it. We'll heat the pan again, and to this add a little bit of oil again. The oil is heated up. I'll add in bay leaves, and along with this, diced onions and tomatoes. Give this a quick toss. Just a dash of salt again. We need to stir fry this for like 30 to 40 seconds and add in the gravy paste. Give this a mix, and while doing so, I'll add in some water. This is just to adjust the consistency and also to make sure you do not waste this precious spice paste. Give this a mix and allow this to simmer on low flame for 5 to 6 minutes. I'll add in the cooked bhindi, some fresh cooking cream, and finally some dried fenugreek or kasuri methi. Give this a mix. Allow it to simmer for another 30-40 seconds and your bhindi masala is ready. Some freshly roasted dried coriander seeds along with fresh cream. Bhindi masala is ready, and trust me, it's so simple, you'll enjoy creating this in your own home kitchens. Like and share our videos and subscribe to Rajshri Food. Hi guys, welcome to Rajshri Food. This is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and what I get into your kitchen today is Paneer do Pyaza. Well, do Pyaza as a dish was first created by a person called Mullah do Pyaza in Hyderabad. So let's first begin with adding some oil. For the exact measurements of the ingredients, check the description box below. First goes in some cumin seeds. As they start crackling, I'm adding in the onion paste. As soon as the water dries up, I'm going to add in some ginger garlic paste. Give it a mix and start adding the masalas one after another. The first one that goes in is some turmeric. I'm adding in some coriander powder and some salt. Let the masalas cook nicely. Now that the masala is cooked, I'm adding in the green chilies. Well, if you notice, this recipe does not have red chili powder. It's spiced only with green chilies, so use that as per your liking. Next goes in some tomato puree, and along with this, I'm adding in some water. And now you can let this cook on medium flame till it starts releasing oil on the sides. So that may take anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. Let it cook nicely. What I'll do now is let this continue cooking on another flame while I take another pan and we start pan frying the onions, capsicum and paneer. I'm taking some oil again, and the first thing that goes in are some shallots. So here I have some peeled shallots that go in the pan, and while this is sauteing, I'll just cut some cottage cheese. Once these are nicely sauteed, I'm placing them back in a bowl so that we can reserve these to use later. In the interim, I'm dropping in the pieces of cut paneer. Just a little more oil if required. While the cottage cheese is getting pan fried, make sure you keep stirring the gravy intermittently because you do not want it to start burning. So very important there. Well, if you're confident, you can do these steps simultaneously. If you're okay about doing it a little in advance, as you wish. Just make sure these are nice and golden on all the sides. Now that these are nicely golden fried, I'm moving them on a cutting board. And here I continue with some more oil. And here goes in the green capsicum. Just have to make sure these are nicely stir fried. And once these are ready, I'll reserve these for later use. So we'll just wait for the gravy to get nicely done. Before that, capsicum is done. This goes back in the bowl. And now the gravy comes back closer to you. The gravy seems to be cooked and done. In goes the shallots which we had pan fried, cottage cheese and the capsicum. You have to give it a very gentle stir, making sure the cottage cheese does not start breaking. Let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes and we would be ready with Paneer do Pyaza. And now finally goes in the secret ingredient, which is kasuri methi. So I'm just crushing this. This goes on top of Paneer do Pyaza. Now that this is done, I'm sure Mulla do Pyaza would have made it something closer to this. Do try it at home and do let us know how you like it. One of the most popular mixed vegetable dishes in a restaurant is certainly a veg handi. Let's today see how you can make the same restaurant style in your own home kitchens. Hey guys, this is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. First things first, let's heat a pan with some oil. In this case, some vegetable oil. While this is heating up, I'm going to quickly slice a red onion. Well, alternately, you can also chop this fine, but I like the bite of these onions. Well, half of it gets sliced and the other half gets diced like so. The first thing that goes in is some bay leaves, some cumin seeds. Once these start crackling, I'll add in the sliced onions. Just roughly crush these. A quick toss and make sure these turn nice and golden brown. To aid the process of turning golden brown, I'll just add in some salt so that the moisture quickly evaporates. Once the onions turn golden brown in color, I'll be adding in crushed ginger, garlic and green chilies. Give this a nice mix and make sure the raw flavor of ginger, garlic and chilies goes away. Once that happens, I'll add in the tomato puree. Well, tomato puree in Indian cuisine is nothing but fresh, ripe tomatoes which are blitzed in a grinder. Mix this well, increase the flame and allow this to simmer and cook till it's completely dried off. While this is happening, let's start cutting a few vegetables. I'm using some baby corn and cut these into dices. With this, some button mushrooms, which I'm going to simply quarter. Let's give this a quick stir. Make sure you scrape the sides of the pan for that nice caramelized and smoked flavor. Another few minutes for the masala to cook. Till then, let's cut the potato. I'm going to cut this into small dices and in this case with the skin on. Let's start adding in the powdered spices. Some turmeric powder, red chili powder, mixed garam masala along with some coriander powder. Give this a nice mix and make sure the raw taste and flavor of the masala goes away completely. At this stage, I'll be introducing some butter along with some more oil. The masala needs to be nicely fried. In Indian restaurants and hotels, the masala is cooked up to this stage. This is known as onion tomato masala and forms the basis of most Indian gravies and sabzis. I'm scraping this pan completely and get the masala all together. Well, if you need to make this in bulk, you can also do that to this stage. Make the onion tomato masala, cool it down completely and refrigerate it. For all your future recipes, just take a dollop of this, add in your choice of vegetable, a little water, a little salt, cover it and put it to use. Well, that way you'll save on a lot of time while cooking. To this, I'll add in a few vegetables, the diced onions, baby corn, mushrooms and diced potatoes, some diced carrots, cauliflower and fresh peas. Give this a nice mix, and if you notice, these are the vegetables that I have chosen for Veg Handi. Alternately, you could also use in some fresh corn kernels, some capsicum and paneer if you wish so. Let's give this a nice toss and add in a cupful of water. After this, little salt for seasoning. Well, do remember, you'd added a little while sweating the onions. Give this a good mix. Cover this and let it cook on low flame for 10 to 12 minutes. Let's give this a quick check. And the vegetables are perfectly cooked. Last few steps. I'm taking some fresh yogurt and mix it nicely. To this, just a little salt to adjust the taste and flavor. Some fresh cooking cream. Mix these two extremely well. And this now goes in the cooking vegetables. Cook this on low flame. And while this is simmering, let's add in dried fenugreek leaves and finally mint and coriander leaves. And just before we put the flame off, a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Give it a nice mix. And off goes the flame. Finally, I'm topping this up with some cream, a wedge of lime and some fresh coriander. Your vegetable handi is done and ready. Try this with some classic Indian breads and wait for what next the Bombay Chef gets into your kitchen.